Irma Grese. The mere mention of her name sends shivers down the spine of anyone familiar with Nazi history. Her story is one of the most chilling and horrifying tales from the era of World War II. Known as the Hyena of Auschwitz, Grese was one of the most notorious female guards in the Nazi concentration camps. Her name has become synonymous with cruelty and inhumanity. But who was she, and how did she earn such a fearsome reputation? To understand this, we need to delve into her past and the circumstances that shaped her. Born in 1923 in Germany, Irma Grese was a seemingly ordinary girl. She grew up in a rural setting, far removed from the horrors she would later become a part of. But by the time she turned 19, she had transformed into one of the most feared figures at Auschwitz. Her rapid descent into brutality is both shocking and perplexing. Her journey into the depths of cruelty began when she joined the SS in 1942. This decision marked the beginning of her transformation from a farm girl to a symbol of terror. Grese quickly rose through the ranks, becoming a senior supervisor at Auschwitz and later at Bergen-Belsen. Her rise to power was swift, and her actions became increasingly ruthless. What set her apart wasn't just her rank, but the sheer brutality she inflicted on prisoners. Her methods were so cruel that even her fellow guards were often shocked. Survivors recount her sadistic pleasure in their torment, from vicious beatings to unleashing her trained dogs on helpless inmates. Her cruelty knew no bounds, and she seemed to revel in the suffering of others. Her beauty was in stark contrast to her monstrous actions. With her blonde hair and blue eyes, she epitomized the Nazi ideal, yet her heart was filled with darkness. With her blonde hair and blue eyes, she epitomized the Nazi ideal. But behind that facade was a woman who thrived on terror and suffering, a true embodiment of evil. Yet behind that facade was a woman who thrived on terror and suffering. Her actions were not just a result of following orders, they were driven by a deep-seated sadism. Witnesses described her as having a chilling smile as she carried out her atrocities. This smile became a symbol of the perverse pleasure she took in her actions. But Irma Grese's reign of terror came to an end in April 1945, when British forces liberated Bergen-Belsen. The liberation brought to light the full extent of her crimes. She was arrested and put on trial during the Belsen trials, one of the first and most important war crime tribunals. The world watched as her heinous acts were laid bare. Her defense? She claimed she was simply following orders. The court was unmoved. Her attempts to justify her actions fell on deaf ears. Irma Grese was found guilty of war crimes and sentenced to death. The verdict was a clear message that such atrocities would not go unpunished. On December 13, 1945, at just 22 years old, she was executed by hanging. Her young age at the time of her death is a stark reminder of how quickly she descended into evil. Irma Grese's story is a grim reminder of the depths of human cruelty. Her actions during those few years left a lasting scar on history. In just a few short years, she went from a farm girl to a symbol of evil. Her transformation is a chilling example of how ordinary people can commit extraordinary atrocities. Her actions left an indelible mark on history and serve as a haunting testament to the horrors of the Holocaust. The memory of her victims and the suffering they endured must never be forgotten. So next time you hear her name, remember the victims who suffered and the importance of never forgetting history's darkest chapters. Thanks for watching. Let us honor the memory of those who perished by ensuring such horrors are never repeated. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us continue to bring you important historical content. This is Facts TV Bihar. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more insightful videos.